Hello ladies and gentlemen, on this sweltering summer's day, we welcome you to the red-hot proving grounds of the North Weald Aerodrome Circuit for the inaugural Desktop Le Mans, where we take the great and good of endurance and sports car racing and put them in an environment they're not entirely used to. They're used to 12 hours, 24 hours, 6 hours, no matter how long. They're used to endurance, pushing their bodies and cars to the limit in survival of the fittest contests. Today, it's the opposite end of the spectrum. It's 12 laps, it's a short, sharp shock sprint, and it's survival of the fastest, the bravest, no guts, no glory. It's a simple rule on this very fast, very twisty little racetrack here at the North Weald Aerodrome, including this very fearsome, flat, fearsome right-hander. That's literally what it's called, which is sure to catch out even the best drivers today. So, they will also be competing for the Alan Simonson Memorial Trophy in honour of the late Alan Simonson. So, let's see the starting grid of the drivers that will contest the inaugural Desktop Le Mans in the prototype and GT classes. Row 1 in the prototypes is kind of expected. It's the two most modern machines on the grid, the Peugeot 908 HDI Fab of Montagny and Starazan, and the Audi R15 TDI Plus of Treula and Lotterer. On row 2, it's the second Audi, R15 TDI of McNish and Christensen, who've basically made Le Mans their bitch in the last few years, and the Courage Judd of Coyard and Jean-Christophe Billon. On row 3, it's the second Peugeot of Manassian and Davison. Hopefully Davison will avoid crashing into any Ferraris at high speed here. And the third Audi on the grid is the R8 of Leto and Herbert, the old Audi Sport North America car. Row 4, two underdog cars, two older cars who could spring a surprise due to their strong driver lineups. The Sauber C9 of Schumacher and Rosberg, and the Toyota GT1 of Martin Brundle and Takuma Sato. Row 5 is an all Aston Martin affair. The Lola Aston Martin of Fernandez and Mucca had problems in prototype qualifying, and the V8 Vantage of Dumbreck and Turner takes pole in the GT class, which was pretty much a showdown between Aston Martin and Corvette. It'll be a struggle for the others to get a look in, really. There you go, there's the first of the Corvettes, Magnussen Garcia, and the DBR9 of Lamy and Senna on row 2 in the GT class. Row 3, there's the second Corvette, Gavin and Milner, and the first of the others, if you want, the Ferrari F430 of Tony Violanda and Kamui Kobayashi. Don't get me wrong, these other guys are capable of winning, as you can see with the Celine S7R, the 15th of Loeb and Panis, very strong driver lineup, and the prototype Pagani Zonda R of Bruni and Fisichella, very fast but very fragile, had mechanical problems in qualifying. They'll be hoping it holds together for the 12-lap sprint race. So it's a fairly simple race format, as I've already explained. It's 12 laps, but there's only one rule. You have to take a mandatory 4-tyre fuel and driver change pit stop. You can take that pit stop whenever you want, so you don't have to be fair, you don't have to split the driver pairings evenly, but it has to be under green flag, so you can't take it under safety car. That's the only rule. So we'll see how the teams use the strategy today. Here we go, the first lap will be silent in honour of the late Alan Simonson. Here we go, we're getting ready to go green. Let's bring the noise! Slotting nicely into line, well, for the most part in the prototypes anyways, we complete that 1-2. The GT cars, as you just saw there, already taking their pit stop. That's interesting, and we've already got a crash in prototypes as Schumacher is spun across the track there, very dangerous there, but somehow avoids contact and gets back going. Nice bit of car control there for the 7-time Formula 1 world champion, and we've got our first crash. The fearsome right-hander has claimed its first victim. I called it, my mother trucking called it, I knew someone would go off there, and it's JJ Leto, the veteran Audi driver. After this contact with Michael Schumacher, here we're seeing it on replay, and look at this, look, that could have wiped out like half the field in prototypes, but somehow Martin Brundle and Adrian Fernandez, the two veteran drivers in those cars, did a great bit of car control there. As you can see, Leto drives Schumacher out into the gravel, he spins back onto the track, keeps the engine going, lights up the rear tyres, light them up, under fire, and keeps it going. But I wonder, did that cause JJ Leto to have tyre problems? As you'll see in a minute here, he goes to take the fearsome right-hander. It's a very original name. And he just doesn't even slow down. He doesn't even turn in. It just smacks straight into the wall. So let's have another quick look here. There you go. His right rear tyre completely blown. Either it was blown in the contact with the Sauber, or he just had his tyres supplied from Pirelli. So either one, really. It's a massive accident. Luckily, JJ Leto's all okay, but it will take a while to clean up. So I'll try and speed up time so it's not that long a wait. We'll be back in a jiffy.
God damn it! Beep, 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 beep.
We have issues.
And there we go, right back in a jiffy, as I said. Straight back at the Desktop Le Mans here at the North Weald Aerodrome Circuit, which is clearly at North Weald Aerodrome in Essex and not on my bedroom carpet. Anyway, in the prototype class, it stands like this: Peugeot Sarrazin, Audi Triula, Audi McNish, Pescarolo of Collard, and Peugeot Manassian. Excuse me. And in the GT class, it's Aston Martin of Dumbreck, Corvette of Magnussen, Aston Martin Lamy, Corvette Gavin, Ferrari of Tony Villander. So in both classes, it's pretty much a straight fight between two of the manufacturer titans. As we get back underway in the prototype class, as you can see, only 5 prototypes retaking the restart. So a few of them obviously taking their pit stop as the race went back to green. Now that is legal because that's under green flag conditions. So that's allowed. Oh my goodness me! The Peugeot's nearly wiping each other out there. How on earth did we avoid a massive accident there? As Frank Montagny, obviously annoyed at losing the lead, has just shoved his teammate clean across the track and bashes into Tony Villander. How Villander kept that Ferrari going in a straight line, I have absolutely no idea. Another incredible bit of car control from those guys as Manassian lights up the rear tyres and gets back going. As you can see there, there's the prototypes who are taking their early pit stop. We'll see whether that strategy pays off as the Audis now come in for their pit stop. Now we'll see. Here we go. And there you go. So GT battle is being decided by pit strategy there as the 2 other prototypes come in. The Pagani Zonda R has stolen the lead in GT cars. As you can see, the Celine is up to 4. So it seems at the moment that the earlier you take your pit stop, the better. We'll see if that's the case in the prototypes. As here the Peugeot Pescarolo, it looks like they've kept the lead in the class. But I wonder, will their tyres be able to get that trajectory? They'll be able to hold that lead as the Pagani is blown up yet again. And now the Pescarolo's binned it, so that's a resounding no as we get onto the final lap. And suddenly, mistakes galore, as yet the Peugeot somehow still manages to keep calm in the face of tremendous adversary. But here comes the Aston Martin and Muka up the inside as it's suddenly completely gone off. This shit just got real in the prototypes. It got very real as we've gone 3 wide into the final corner. And out of nowhere, the Sauber steals the victory. And we've not even got time to pause for breath yet as the GT battle is coming down to its spurting, exploding climax. But it looks like Antonio Garcia will hold on. No, he won't! As the Aston Martin has robbed him off the final corner. Oh my goodness me, can we just take a big deep breath there and just recover our bearings for a second, because that was an absolutely unbelievable final 2 laps. It just climaxed all over the living room floor or something, as there you go, the Pagani's blown up again like a wet creme brulee in the rain. It always seemed to crumble. It was very mechanically fragile. And there you saw the Pescarolo bin it into the Armco at the final hairpin. Now here was the battle for the lead in prototypes. Muka was so busy trying to deal with Sarrazin in the Peugeot, he left the door open, and Nico Rosberg, in an unbelievable bit of driving, sticks the Sauber C9 up the inside and snatches the win at last. And here's the GT battle. You think Garcia's got the inside covered, he's not going to make the same mistake. But the Aston Martin has given a little bit of power away on the straights, but has been very good in the corners. And as you can see, he lunges up the inside and steals it by a hair's breadth, or about the same time it takes to turn a light on. That is absolutely unbelievable, and very fitting that an Aston Martin V8 Vantage, the very same car that Alan Simonson was driving when he tragically lost his life, should be the one who takes the victory in the Alan Simonson Memorial Trophy in the GT class. There's its teammate, the DBR9 of Lamy and Senna, a very well-deserved third. Second is the Corvette C6R of Magnussen and Garcia. Absolutely massive effort, a titanic little battle between those 2 heavyweights of GT racing. In the end, won by Aston Martin with Dumbreck and Turner. That is going to be a very emotional garage after this race. They're going to be so happy. And in the prototype class, couldn't quite be an Aston Martin sweep for those 2, Fernandez and Muka, but they gave it their best and come up with third. In the end, another podium. Toyota GT1, the underdogs, snatched second. Brundle and Takuma Sato, an inspired bit of driving at the end. But they all have to give best to the unbelievable effort of the Sauber Mercedes C9 of Schumacher and Rosberg. What an unbelievable race from those guys. They really pulled it off at the end. Well, that's the end of the inaugural Desktop Le Mans. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it, despite the fact I've been sweating my arse off. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed commentating on it. I'm Adam Johnson for Team Bomber Sports TV. This has been the inaugural Desktop Le Mans. Goodbye.